Hello and welcome to the New Mindset Podcast. This is Georgia.
And this is Jacob.
Hope everyone has had a fabulous week thus far. How's your week been?
Pretty good.
Jake?
Pretty good. I'm so knackered right now. We were just talking about it before. Well, we've had a bit of a just productive day, just getting things done, cleaning the house and heaps of new mindset stuff. Georgia launched the newsletter today, which is awesome.
Yeah.
That's been something in the making for a little while now. And we're sorting out our YouTube channel. And and then you just had an issue with our our podcast software.
For the last 45 minutes. So that's been great.
Yeah. And I'm learning to edit podcasts now because James is having his hiatus overseas at the moment. His little holiday in America, which is nice. It looks really cool. And that's me. How are you feeling? Feeling good?
Yeah, good, tired, but very excited to be chatting about a particular topic that you've had in mind for quite a long time now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've done a few Instagram posts on it since we've had our page, but we've never done a podcast episode on it.
Yeah. So I guess without further ado.
I do.
You titled this one, Don't Lose Money at Therapy.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Why such a title?
I think everyone needs to know this podcast because there's no manual. I've written down here, just obviously we know therapy is expensive. You know, you're not currently going through it, are you? It's like on and off sort of.
On and off. It was on for a bit, but then since just clashing a few dates, my calendar has been very, very busy. So the mental health check-ins have been a little more sparingly.
Less frequent,
yeah. However you want to articulate that, but yeah.
Yeah, so you've probably seen a little bit of savings because of that.
Yeah.
Because, it's nuts. Obviously, with us starting up counselling and therapy, we've had to look at, how we're going to price ourselves. So you look at sort of competitors in the area and, all the blah, 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 blah. And, you just look around and it's like, damn, you sort of just forget that things are this much because I never had to pay for that when I was younger. And I went to therapy probably like once a week.
Wow.
Yeah, and I never saw the bill, obviously, because I was like 10. But I wrote down here, therapy is expensive, obviously, especially for people out there with children, because if you've got children, obviously there's school and daycare and therapy and, what
there's
else,
a lot of
food, everything. So, and we're a little bit naive to that where, all we've got is our little fur baby.
Yeah, so, we don't have all of the other children expenses.
No, not at all.
To keep in mind.
I can only empathise with that.
Yeah. And I'd imagine too, just on that having a child at therapy, you would probably want to see them more frequently. Like you would want your child to see the therapist more frequently to be able to get the, impact of the sessions and keep implementing, as opposed to someone who's more mature who might be able to spread it out to once a month. Yeah,
definitely. With you and I, we want to, if we were to see someone a little bit older, you sort of give them the tools to be able to look after themselves and the game plan for them to look after themselves and, essentially use the skills that we went over in the session. But with children, you're sort of really relying on the parents to
be able to help out.
Yeah. That's another good point. Another one is like some therapists, like all industries, are dodgy. Some of them are dodgy, a very small percentage of them. I've had one in my time, and I wouldn't even say they were dodgy. They were just very blasé, I suppose, and I was obviously just another number to them, just another $250 down the drain for me, and for them a nice $250. And you just felt like a number, and I could have genuinely Googled that session, and I would have been just as well off. Like I could use ChatGPT. I could use ChatGPT. And
hey, I'm stressed about
blah 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 blah.
This, help me out. Give me some solutions. Okay.
And I walked out of it. I'm like, ugh, yuck. And like I said at the start, there's no manual to choosing a therapist. So I think that these episodes are very helpful. Because, we are soon to open our practice and you and I both have life experience seeing many different therapists. You've seen a few, and I've seen, I think, 3 or 4 now.
Yeah.
So I think that we're we're more than able to have like an actual useful opinion on this topic.
Yeah, for sure. Do you
Yeah.
think that are there a few past experiences that you want to unpack in a bit more detail as opposed to, how it was a great investment or something that was maybe, I could have, like, thank you for your time, but I'm not going to come back to you again.
Yeah,
So
well,
that we
even
can-
the therapist that I've seen forever, and she's been awesome for me. We've had sessions that we've just lost purpose in,
Yeah,
and
okay.
that's my fault because I didn't enter the session with a clear purpose. I knew that I needed to see her for X topic, but then I got in there. I'm like, you know what? I'm actually feeling all right about X topic now. Don't really know what I'm going to discuss. And then
Yeah.
in a week, X topic was the issue that I should have discussed. So I wasted, money there again. But, not every session is going to be this. And I don't like using the word productive either because we get stuck in that productive state of mind where, it's like you got to be the most productive person here and here and here. It's like, well, you can't be productive everywhere. Pick your moments.
Could you interchange that word? Could you change that word for like effective, efficient, or do you think that those words are kind of on the same line?
I think just honest. I think enter the session with honesty and a clear mind.
Well, you can be honest but still be distracted as well. Do you think, or no?
Yeah, you can definitely be distracted but not to your point. But I like to enter the session with purpose and honesty.
Yeah.
Because you can't really go too wrong there.
Yeah.
With you can go into a session. I don't know if you've had it before, but you go in there with the intention to speak about, just for instance, X family member, and it gets to the 50-minute mark, and it's like, okay, now that we've spoken about, work, now let's get on to your problem. It's like,
Yeah.
I needed that 50 minutes for this.
To talk. Yeah, no, I've totally had a session like that.
Yeah.
And she actually kept me over time because she could tell that I wasn't in a space to leave the session.
Yeah.
Because of how late we entered the conversation of having a topic that was more at the top of mind.
Yep.
So I totally get what you mean about being, very clear on the topic that is the topic that you would like to speak about.
Yeah.
I got there.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, that's definitely that you can lose money there, and we've all been there if you've been in therapy because it's just this opportunity for you to let go, and you may not have that elsewhere if you don't have a supportive partner or family that are there for you or friends. So you can get lost in time. It goes very quickly. Well, a good session anyway. Some bad sessions feel like they go for hours.
Yeah.
And I'd say another past experience was. I saw one lady when I was just out of high school and I wanted to change it up a bit. I think my normal lady, the lady I like to see, she might have been fully booked for, a few months and I needed to see someone. And I went in there and she didn't really know anything about anxiety too much. Like that wasn't her specialty and that's okay. Like, everyone's got different specialties.
Yeah.
Ours is different to what the person down the road would be.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
But I didn't do my research into that, so that was my fault. And I wasted money there.
Yeah, okay.
It's just because she wasn't qualified in that area and didn't know anything and couldn't empathise really either. So got nothing out of that.
Yeah.
It was just me talking for an hour and her just nodding her head. And I'm like,
This is the way it should be.
this is not good.
Yeah, yeah. No,
but,
I think that I can empathise with the first therapist that I had too. That, we were trying to kind of understand each other and know where we were getting at. And she wasn't quite either she picked up the wrong bone or picked up the wrong cue and went down a pathway that I didn't really feel as though was the focus of the session, and she fed into something that was a bit different. And so I guess if that therapist doesn't go down the path that you're really wanting to pursue, then it is okay to, pick things up and change over to someone else that works a bit better.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's something, I'm going to really be careful of doing because I think every, counsellor, psychologist, therapist is very careful of, not going down the wrong road just based off one sentence. That's maybe what she did. That's that's okay. But that's for you to pull her up though in future. Now that you've got a little more confidence in therapy, maybe at this point now you can say something like, hey, that's not, I know where you're going, but honestly, I don't need anything.
Yeah, no, that's so true. I think that was my
But that was your first session.
That was my first
I believe.
session, and that was my first actual therapy session with anyone, and then the first session with her.
Yep.
I probably didn't have the confidence that I would have had now with my therapist to be like, actually, can we talk about this thing?
Yeah. And that's what I'm sort of saying. Like, that's the purpose of this podcast, this episode, is basically to give you that confidence and just let you know, hey, that's okay to pull up whoever you're seeing to say, yeah, look, this person, like, just for instance, my husband's actually not, he's actually decent. We're working through X problem. I actually really need to speak about this coworker, for instance. And, you just saved yourself not only 50 minutes, an hour, but probably $200.
Yeah, talking about the wrong topic the whole entire time.
Yeah, and talking about the wrong topic isn't helpful either because it can plant seeds wrongly in your mind.
Yeah.
And whether that's right or wrong, But if you go to therapy and speak about me and you and I are actually good, the therapist might actually find problems that weren't completely there. And then if you run with that, then you bring that home and then you and I have a discussion about something that wasn't even a problem to speak about. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, but because a seed was falsely planted.
Yeah.
Because, you maybe felt as though that you didn't have the ability to speak up and redirect the session how you want to.
Yeah.
Like you have the ability to.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's your money that you're paying for.
Your money and time.
Yeah. And you want to make sure that it's invested in the right way.
Yeah, and I know in Australia we've got those mental health plans and you only get 10 a year and you really want to maximise
You want to make
those.
the most of them.
So if you waste, just one of those, well, that's 10% gone.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
That's 10% of your therapy. Well, funded therapy potentially gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so that's I guess a few things that people can do, and we're encouraging a lot of things that people can do within the sessions. What about some things that we can do prior to attending a session? Is there any ways that we can kind of be a bit more conscious of saving our time and money?
100%. Sorry,
Beautiful
I went for a
segue.
accent. Yeah, we can. We spoke about it a little bit before. Like, obviously, do your research. And my mistake, hopefully, you can learn from. I went and saw someone for anxiety that wasn't specialised in anxiety, wasted time and money. I actually don't know if I wasted.
Sorry. So she said that she was specialised in anxiety.
No. I thought she was. Oh. But I didn't do my research.
Oh, okay. I thought you said that she marketed herself and then she wasn't actually. No, okay.
She didn't do that.
Gotcha.
But I don't even know if I wasted money because that FPOS machine was down at the time. And she was like, just pay next time you come in. And I was like,
you just never came again.
I'm not coming back because you're not specialised in what I need. I'm so sorry.
Oh, my God. Well, a bit of a win-win then.
I wasted an hour. She wasted an hour too. But yeah, that's obviously one. Do your research. So, if you've had a family member pass, you may want to see someone in trauma potentially a little bit more. Grief,
that kind of bereavement space.
Or if you, obviously anxiety, that's pretty self-explanatory. Eating disorder, people specialise in that a lot more now. Just things like that. And obviously, depression, I can mark them off. Even confidence, so that's something that you're really working toward. And play therapy, if you've got, children 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, look at play therapy potentially.
More you can specialize in both the approaches that you take to therapy as well as the topics that you'll cover in the therapy.
Yeah.
And everyone typically generally everyone advertises what their specialties are. So
and I've been looking at it. Most people have like 30 plus specialties. So look, just be careful of that. I know a lot of. I'm just being careful.
Okay.
So I just see on a lot of websites that, that ex-psychologist has 40 specialties and they can help in every area. But it's like, come on, that's not a thing. Like, let's be real. But also, let's just say I'm a parent or you're a parent out there and you've got a 6-year-old son and they are very anxious. So obviously we're going to pick the anxiety psychologist, counsellor, whoever you need. And social worker, and we're going to. And if you see that your son relates more with, men 30 to 40, well, that's another thing that we can narrow down to.
Yeah.
And now, you think that they like play therapy, like they would benefit from play therapy. Okay, well, that's another niche that we can go down. So
Yeah.
you're just breaking down, and it's saving the parent money, it's saving the time for the parent, it's saving the child money, child time, not money. I hope not money. I hope a 6-year-old isn't forking out $200. And like I said, the mental health session or the funding that you're getting, like you want to make the most of that.
Yeah.
So definitely do your research. Don't rush into it. And I know it's very tough because if you're even like, my little brother has autism, and when that was like at the start of it, I know my mum wanted to fix it immediately. And I don't know, I haven't really spoken about it too much, but she may have rushed in and not had the, the ideal care for him. But, if you can just be patient and take some time, easier said than done, but, that can save time and confidence for, your child.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
so true.
Because it would be tough for a child to have to connect with a numerous amount of adults who they've never met. So, just be careful of that as well.
Yeah, it's a little easier for us as mature people to be able to, okay, I'm not going to come and see you again because I don't connect with you. Whereas the child may really connect, but may not be in the right specialty, so there's reasons to move. So, yeah, there's a whole bunch of factors put in play.
Yep. Yeah. And obviously, this is pretty self-explanatory. It's like when you get a quote at home for a light bulb. Or I hope you're not doing light bulb. I hope you can do these. Well, people pay people to do light bulbs.
Okay. Sorry, I thought you were meaning like just the one light bulb. Like you're just comparing the quote for.
Okay, well,
a
hold on.
single
If someone is
$5
getting
light bulb.
their roof repaired, okay,
There we go.
this guy's going to charge you $2,000, but this other guy's going to charge you $1,500, and they have the exact same skill and experience. Obviously, we're going with the $1,500.
Just do a little price check.
Yeah, just do your price check before, because that can save you money.
Yeah.
Heaps of money. And we've touched on it a little bit already, but eligible funding. So I know in Australia we have the mental health care plans.
And you can get things through NDIS as well.
Yep. Yeah, and then obviously if you've got private health, have a look at Medibank, just things like that. And if you're overseas, hopefully I know America aren't great in it, but Australia, we're very lucky to have a lot of support. So definitely do your research. And even like chat to your GP.
They may have referrals and that kind of thing. Can I just but provide maybe a little flip of it?
Yeah.
Check your funding first and then from there check your quotes, because like you might be able to see someone who is quite pricey and maybe better quality care, but through your private health or through your NDIS scheme or something like that, you might be able to get a lot of funding for it, as opposed to kind of crossing them out straight away because they are more expensive. So just have a little look at your eligible funding that you have and then go for those price checks.
Yeah, and I've worked at private health insurance before, and just the amount of people that have no idea what they're covered for is crazy because they're spending so much money. So it's always worth just giving them a quick ring and saying, hey, I'm seeing such and such for this, and they're going to charge this much. How much can you basically assist with?
Yeah.
And you never know. Last thing to look at prior to the session, I reckon, is just see if they've got like an initial phone call. When I was having a look at competitors, a lot of them did, which is something that we will offer free. But it just gives you that ability to, get inside this person's mind a little bit via the phone. Cool. Or if they do online chat, that's cool. And just see, is this person right for me, or is this person potentially right for my child? And that just saves you, obviously, that initial session and the time and money.
Yeah, for sure.
If it's available, why not give it a go?
Yeah.
And hopefully if they're honest, which they should be, everyone is, but I'm just a little bit skeptical. Well, not everyone is honest, I shouldn't say that. 99% of people in the field are good. But just give them a ring.
Yeah.
If they offer
just
it,
have a
why
quick
not?
chat. Why not?
Yeah.
No, I like it.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, those are some of the things that you can do before. I know that you briefly mentioned that some of the things that we can do during the session, kind of redirecting the session back to where you want to focus on was like a really big point that you made before. Were there any others that you think that someone should do during the session?
Yeah, so we already spoke about bring a purpose to the session. And obviously that's pretty self-explanatory. If my somatic anxiety is really playing up, if my stomach is in all knots, okay, well, this is what I'm going to see you for.
Yeah.
This is the problem right now.
Can I share too? Something that has been really helpful for me is actually kind of brain dumping some of the thoughts that have been on top of mind, either the night before my session, or I could have a notes app that is open that is, kind of pointing down some of the things that happened in the past month or fortnight, however long it's been, that might be significant to chat about. And then from there, I can pick my first thing to chat about. Other times I've kind of rallied off, okay, this is my mission. This is what I want to get covered. And then I just rally off all of the things that are on my mind. Sometimes there's been 7 things and my therapist is like, okay, out of those, what's the most important for you? So, don't feel as though, because I am a forgetful goldfish, if I think I know of a purpose, I'll go in the room and get distracted by the colour of the pillow. So you can have something that's written down and don't feel ashamed by it. I've also read out, things that I've journaled the night before to say, hey, I just want to start here. Is that okay? And therapists are more than welcome for you to be the one guiding and leading the session, because it is your time and your space.
Yeah.
So,
definitely.
yeah, you can have written things as well. You don't have to think that you have to remember everything, because I can't.
Awesome. I like it. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, like bring that
Thanks.
notebook in. No, like a lot of a lot of
Sometimes
people
I
wouldn't.
think people would feel embarrassed of hey, I've got a list that I've written down. Is that okay? Of course it is.
The person, like the psychologist, counsellor, social worker, psychiatrist would actually prefer that.
They'd be like, oh my God, cool. You've got a really awesome plan for what you want to chat about. Let's go for it.
Like
they'd be super happy for it.
You've saved some time and effort. They don't have to go digging as far because you brought potentially the 4th layer already. So you're closer to resolving whatever it is that you need.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. Like we said, expectations. So set them early. That's just what you were saying there. So we get, it's just, I've read something today. I was listening to a Gary Vee podcast. And
Good old Gary Vee.
Gary Vee's legend. And it was, going off track a little bit is not too bad. But if you go off track for 10,000 hours, then now you're completely off track and now you got to go all the way back to get back on track. So just setting that expectation and getting on track or as close to that as possible is going to save you money in the long run.
Yeah.
Bring honesty and an open mind. Obviously, that's just going to save the BS. And we all do it. Like, you got asked a hard question that you don't want to answer, and you sort of, you don't completely give you're not lying, but you're not being honest. You're just in that middle bit. But if you were just completely honest, then you may save yourself 2 sessions.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you never know.
By being honest now. And as well, if you're sometimes if you're not honest, and I found this too. Sometimes I was a bit like, oh, okay, I don't, I've given my therapist this kind of, I've painted this picture, but I'm not always this way. And I kind of continued with the picture for a bit, and unknowingly she planted a seed of something that I knew wasn't there, but because of the picture that we painted by me not being fully honest. She thought as though that was a really valid point to make. I was like, oh, that's actually never a problem, and that's not a thing, but that's okay.
Yeah. Just that one little...
Just by not opening up, and if you can't be honest with someone that is literally paid to be non-judgmental, they are the most open-hearted people that will not judge things that you say. That's the service that you're paying them for. So, you should feel as though that you can be open.
Yeah.
What's that face for?
No, I was just smiling because I was... Yeah, because
people
feel...
were you judged in the session?
No. People feel as though they will be judged.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, I'm like, I should open up on my anxiety nightmare, but I might open up on that.
Maybe a few episodes down the track.
Episode 100. I might open up about my anxiety nightmare.
God, yes. That would be... Wait, the actual nightmare? Or the actual event?
The nightmare, the event.
Yeah, the event, yeah.
The event. Georgia is pretty much the only one that knows. I can laugh about it now.
Yeah, now. Not back then.
Not then.
That was horrific.
But I'm just, if people feel judged, whatever you are saying to this person, they've already heard it before.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they've already heard it before. So, and when you hear my story, you'll be able to go in with confidence knowing that nothing's that
Jeez,
bad.
okay. If Jake's done that, I'll be fine. I'll
need to
none
have
of
a
my
drink.
problems
I'm going to
are
have to have a drink on episode 100.
That's okay. You're already having one now. You should just
I'm
open
having a
up
little
now.
Malibu. No, I'm not talking about it now. I'm going to give it to episode 100.
100.
Okay. So yeah,
Last one.
honesty ends. Yeah, be willing to be vulnerable. That sort of goes hand in hand with honesty.
Yeah.
And just honestly, just try to enjoy the experience. You're paying enough for it, so just don't make it a living nightmare. And you are, I don't know if you're into gaming or not, but you are like leveling yourself up. You're upskilling. Like
You're getting more XP to
more XP.
Unlock that next skin. Is that the right lingo?
I don't know. Is it like a Minecraft sort of thing? I don't know.
I don't know. I've just heard people say skins.
Yeah.
As in you like change into a new skin.
It
sounds
character.
a bit like lizard-esque. I don't know. I just picture like the giant lizard from Spider-Man.
Oh, yuck.
That's what I picture.
Yeah, just try to enjoy the experience as much as you can. Because you're going to get to the root of the problem now, and then you're going to be able to help yourself going forward. So, whatever you're going through there, you're not going to have that forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like that.
Were you going to add something?
I think so.
You forgot?
What was I going to say? Oh, it'll be tough. Like, it will be a tough journey. At the start, it might be super tough. Depends whether or not you're kind of jumping into a real crisis space, which unfortunately is what a lot of people do. You know, they only access therapy when things are really tough, and then they get on 3-month wait lists and then things get worse. So that's why it's important to kind of engage in that space when you're looking at there might be something going on, or it's just a quest for self-discovery, whatever it is. But yeah, when we say enjoy, it's just understand that there are going to be ebbs and flows, but the whole process that you're going through is, leveling up, getting more XP.
Realization.
Yeah.
I've gone in so many times
yourself.
and I've been like, this is how I feel. And it's absolutely going to be because of this person or of what happened this X time in my life. And it's been completely different. And I'm now at the point where I can just not laugh at it, but I can sort of be amused by it a little bit and be like, that's pretty cool. I was wrong. Yeah. So yeah, it's good. Just be willing to be wrong. And we all know that therapy is rough, like you were saying, ebbs and flows. But yeah, just try your best to bring a positive energy to the session.
So the $1 million question that I have for you.
Yes.
Jacob.
Come on.
Is therapy worth it?
Yeah, bruh.
Yeah, bruh?
Yeah, bruh.
Yeah, bruh.
What did I write here? I've got, if you find the right therapist for yourself or your child and you bring an open mind to the session, then yes, therapy is worth it.
Yeah!
What?
Sorry.
But yeah, therapy can be life-changing, not only getting you through the current complex situation that you're going through. George is laughing and putting me off. But it gives you the confidence and power to assist yourself going forward in the future. So yeah,
That was
it's
really
100%
well
worth
written.
It. Yeah. Well, it's tough when I've got this
Sorry.
person in front of me laughing for no reason and I've got to read this.
I just thought I sounded like Kirby.
But yeah, it's 100% worth doing because it's bloody expensive and we all know that. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's it is worth doing.
Yeah. No, that's beautiful.
Yes. Have you got a checkout question for me?
Oh, checkout question. My checkout question for you today is going to be, who is your Mario Kart character of choice that is not Mario or Luigi?
Jeez. I'm never Luigi, I'm always just Mario.
Yeah, I know, but I felt like I had to get rid of both.
Can I be
of them.
Golden Mario?
Okay, as long as he's not the tradish Mario, I guess so.
Traditional. Yeah, Golden Mario.
Golden Mario.
Yep.
Very good.
How about you?
Toad.
Yuck.
I love Toad.
If it's not Toad though, because my mum's she's got Toad locked down.
No, I thought your mum was Luigi.
No, Luke's Luigi.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who are you?
I'm gobsmacked.
No, I think I've got that mixed up, actually.
I thought that he was like.
All right,
the
if it wasn't
ghost.
Toad, who would you be?
Okay, if it wasn't Toad, then I would probably be Donkey Kong.
Why?
Because he's big and muscly, which is
He's
what I'm
slower,
not.
though. He's slower, though.
Oh, true. Okay, Baby Luigi.
Nice.
That's it.
You can lock that in.
Yeah, locked in.
Awesome.
Amazing.
That's
Thanks, team, for listening and checking in with us. And look forward to seeing you at the next episode.
Yes. If you didn't enjoy the podcast because of the editing, I apologise. That's my fault.
You're trying your
I'm
best.
trying my best.
Yeah.
But have an awesome day, everyone. Awesome week.
Yeah. Take care, everyone.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.